Wow. 71%. That's a lot. That is very, very much. Oh, hey guys, good afternoon. I was just reading my Atlas of the Sea. Now, this is a very interesting book for me. And you know something that I learned from this book today? That the world is actually covered in 71% of its surface by water. So can you imagine 71% of all of the surface of the world is water, water, water. And you can see blue, 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 lots and lots of blue. The world is feeling blue, but in a good way. So if we have so much blue in the world, so much water, do you think that it's easy to explore all of that? Certainly not. Very little of the Earth's oceans have been explored extensively. Very, very little. So the oceans have a lot of mysteries. And whenever there's a mystery, we have myths and legends. So today, we are going to look at one of those myths. We're going to look at the lost city of Atlantis. Welcome to this English class, everyone. My name is Aaron Brazel, and great to have you here today. I can see some old students. Welcome back, everyone. And some new students, too. Welcome, you guys. So we're going to begin our class with a little brain gymnastics. So everyone, I want you to do this with me, please. Do this with your hands. All right, good, good. Which hand is making the letter L? Exactly, this one. L left, L left. Remember that, and you'll never forget which direction is left again. All right, everyone, I'm going to turn on the music, and please, with me, let's follow along. First, with your left hand, make a thumbs up. Good. With your right hand, put your fingers together and put up 3 like this. Good. Hold it. 1, 2, 3. Switch it. 1, 2, 3. Switch it. 1, 2, 3. Switch it. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Good. Next, take your left hand, grab your right ear, take your right hand, and reach for the sky. Hold it. 1, 2, 3. Switch it. 1, 2, 3. Switch it. 1, 2, 3. And switch it. 1, 2, 3. Good. How are we doing over there? Are you awake? Are you ready for your English class? I'm going to take that as a yes. Excellent. Very good. Very good. So guys, my class for you today is again about the lost city of Atlantis. Now, can any of you figure out, do any of you know what Atlantis was? No? Maybe yes, maybe no. Yes, it's a Disney movie, a good Disney movie, but it's much, much more than that. The story of Atlantis has been with us for thousands of years. And they say that Atlantis actually existed 11,000 years ago. 11,000, can you imagine that? I want to show you a short video before we begin our story today. A short video that shows you some images of maybe what Atlantis looks like. Let's check it out, guys. Let's check it out. And what can you see here? What can you see here? We can see the buildings. And where are these buildings located? Are they on Earth? Yeah. But are they on the ground? No. Here we can see certain animals, fish and dolphins. So, after watching that video, if Atlantis is real, where is it today? Somewhere in all of this blue. So, boys and girls, sit down, get comfortable, and open up your ears. It is story time today. So, the lost city of Atlantis. So, the story of the lost city of Atlantis has made people wonder for thousands of years. Was it real, or was it just a myth? This city on an island in the Atlantic Ocean supposedly existed more than 11,000 years ago. It was a beautiful place with very smart people living there who built wonderful temples, canals, harbors, and docks. But it disappeared, swallowed up by the sea, and has never been found. Or so the story goes. The story of Atlantis was first told by a Greek philosopher named Plato in a book he wrote about 2,300 years ago. In Plato's book, a character named Timaeus tells the story of Atlantis. It was said to be the capital of city of a powerful empire that was created by Poseidon, the god of the sea. The story tells of a city built on a hill with rows and rows of canals and moats circling the island, big enough to sail a ship through. At the very top of the hill was a temple. Inside the temple was a golden statue of Poseidon driving a chariot by 6 winged horses. Other buildings in Atlantis had hot and cold water fountains and stone walls covered in precious metals. So, this sounds like an extravagant city. People with lots of money, yes? Well, money at that time. Because I've got a couple questions for you. Here, did you understand my story that I read now? How long ago did Atlantis supposedly exist? Question 2, who was the first person to tell the story of Atlantis? No, not me. And 3, why do they call it a lost city? Can you answer those questions? Part 2. According to the story, it was a peaceful culture with great engineers and architects. Unlike a lot of other ancient civilizations, in Atlantis, women were considered equal to men. It was said that in Atlantis, they enjoyed a sport, kind of like bullfighting, in which unarmed men wrestled with bulls. But the people of Atlantis eventually became corrupt and greedy, and the gods decided to destroy them. According to Plato's story, one day a big earthquake shook the land, and giant waves rolled over the shores, and Atlantis sank to the sea, never to be seen again. Here I have Atlantis. I am going to destroy Atlantis. I'm going to sink it to the bottom of the sea. So basically, imagine that this is Atlantis. Goodbye, guys. See you later. So check this out. Now the city is completely underwater. Do you think the people can survive this? Nope, not at all. Not at all. Continuing the story. Plato's story said this happened about 9,000 years ago, before the book was written. That's a long time ago. That's a very, very long time ago. Ever since, people have talked about whether Atlantis was real or just a story Plato made up. He invented. Some people think that the Azores Islands in the Atlantic Ocean are really just the tips of the highest peaks in Atlantis, still poking out of the water. So let's do a little comprehension, everyone. Let's check for understanding. How was Atlantis different from other ancient civilizations? How do you think Atlantis was different? And 2, according to Plato, how did Atlantis, poof, disappear? Can you answer those for me? And finally, to finish up, other people think maybe Atlantis was on the Greek island now called Crete. Much of Crete's civilization was destroyed in the year 1500 BC after a volcano exploded on a nearby island, causing a big wave called a tsunami to wash over Crete. But that happened thousands of years after Atlantis was supposedly destroyed. Still others think that the modern-day island, that is the nation of Cuba, wow, is what's left of Atlantis. In recent years, people have used deep-sea diving, submarines, and satellite pictures to try to locate the underwater city. Some are sure they found it, but nothing has been proven for certain yet. Perhaps in our lifetime, Atlantis will not only be found, but return to its former beauty and splendor. What a great place to go for vacation. So here, comprehension. What is another name for the big wave that washed over Crete? And finally, what technologies have been used to try to find the lost city? Can you answer those questions? So, this is what we're going to do. Everyone, we're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back, and I have some more questions for you. And I want to do a little activity where we are thinking about how people of Atlantis looked. So I want you to come back with a pencil and some paper or a pen and some markers, and we're going to flex those creative muscles. All right, guys, we're going to see you soon. Wow. That should be perfect. Yeah, I think that's going to work. That'll work. Oh, hey, guys, welcome back. I'm just preparing my materials for today's activity. Now, I have a question for you. What were we looking at in our last lesson? Yes, the lost city of Atlantis. The myth of the lost city of Atlantis. Everyone, so I want to test your comprehension. So I hope that you have your sheet now ready. Here we have 10 questions that are simply true or false to see if you really did understand what this story was all about. If not, no problem. Go back and rewatch the video. Research the words. Double check them. So here, these are the 10 questions we have for you. Number 1, the city of Atlantis is proven to have existed 11,000 years ago. True or false? Number 2, Plato wrote a book in which he told the story of Atlantis 2,300 years ago. Number 3, ancient Greeks believed Poseidon was the god of the sea. Number 4, the people of Atlantis were said to be very intelligent and cultured. Number 5, it is said that bullfighting started in Atlantis. Number 6, the gods decided to destroy Atlantis because the people became greedy and corrupt. 7, according to the myth, a huge hurricane destroyed Atlantis. Number 8, people wrote about Atlantis 9,000 years after it supposedly existed. 9, it is proven that the Atlantis was on the Greek island of Crete. And 10, deep sea equipment has been used to try to find the lost city. So guys, give that a try. All right? Try those questions. But in the meantime, let's get creative. Now, I want you to think, after reading about this city, after understanding what this city was all about, how do you think the people looked? What color skin do you think they had? What types of clothing do you think they had? What types of hairstyles do you think they had? So, I'm going to draw a man that I think maybe was a typical citizen of Atlantis. So we have to remember some things here. I'm going to move this out of the way a little bit. Let's put that over here so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I want you to draw something also at home too. So draw a man, maybe a woman, maybe a boy, maybe a girl, or a pet if you want. That's okay. But draw a person of Atlantis. So this is what I have. What I'm going to do in this case, I'm going to use a combination of markers and paints. So I think that the people of Atlantis had a very kind of a darkish, almost a very orange copper skin. All right? And I think that many of these people had hair that was a very light color. Maybe blonde, maybe white, but a very nice looking white. Not like they were old, but because this is how people there simply looked. Now you might say, hey, teacher, that doesn't look like anything yet, but you will see. You will see. So here it also said in the story that these people, the men, would have a sport where they were bullfighters, where they fought the bulls without any armor, without any equipment. Now that is kind of crazy, no? If that's true, that is very, very crazy. That means they would have to be very strong men. So very muscular, because if you're going to fight a bull, yeah, you need to be fit. So that's why I think that number one, many of the people from Atlantis were very healthy. They were very fit, maybe because they lived next to the sea. They ate lots of fish. Maybe they got lots of proteins too. They probably had very good, very healthy diets. All right. So I also think that they had some sort of clothing that was like robes. Robes are when you have clothing that's very loose, that's very open, very like this. So you'll see what I'm talking about now in a second once I'm done my drawing. But also it said that the people of Atlantis got greedy. And when you get greedy, it's when you want more and more and more. So I think that many of these people had jewelry. Maybe gold, diamonds. So I'm going to draw some gold bracelets on this guy here. And maybe he had a gold thing right here. All right. Let's put some more colors in there. How are your designs at home going? You got something that's starting to look like someone from Atlantis? And I think even though their skin was dark, maybe they had bluish color eyes. I'm not just saying that because I have blue eyes too. And then maybe here, a type of blue belt. How are we doing over there at home? Let's put a little shade. So this doesn't look like anything yet. No, this doesn't look like much yet. But here, once we add a few lines, you will see what I'm talking about. So now, this is my magic trick. Here with a little paint. This is where everything starts to come together. So I'm using a type of paint right now that is called gouache. And gouache is excellent for any of you artistic types for illustrations. So see, you can get very fine lines. And how are your drawings at home coming along? We're doing well with them? I wish you were in my class right now because I'm very curious to see what you guys are doing at home. Hey guys, I want you. Do your parents have Facebook? I want them to post any drawings they have on our webpage. I would like to see your drawings, really, and tell them. Say, okay, hello teacher Aaron. This is my son or this is my daughter's drawing from the Atlantis class. I want to see that you guys are doing this. So see now that we've got some paint on the face, it's starting to come together. So see, I'm giving him white hair, but with the black outline, it becomes much clearer. It's much easier to see. What I like about painting too is you get better control of your lines. So you can do very big lines, you can do very tiny lines. You can make them darker, you can make them lighter. Like see here, my lines are becoming much thicker, much bigger. And again, in the past, many people had their hair, they wore their hair very long, very, very long. Well, some people still do. Now, no one believes me anymore, but I used to have very long hair. Do you see the hair in this man? My hair, when I was 22, 23 years old, was that length. It was very long. But again, like I told you, now people don't, they don't believe me anymore. I don't know why, but that's it. So here we're going to have a gold medal, and who knows what was on this. Let's make a quick, little quick design, maybe something like a building or something like this. How are you doing at home? Again, remember, I really want to see your drawings that you guys come up with. I want to see all the young artists out there. A few more little details. We're getting close to the end. Does your design look anything like mine or completely different? Or if you are with an AMCO school, tell your parents. Send a picture of your drawing. Send a picture of your drawing to your school, because I know many of the people who are working with your schools. Let's do a few more little lines here, a little bit more hair up here. And see, a little shading in the correct spots gives you some depth, which makes the drawing look more three-dimensional. And the more water you add to the paint, the grayer it looks. Check this out. Okay guys, well, that's a quick drawing. I'm not going to take up any of your more of your time of what I imagine someone in Atlantis looks like. So guys, check it out. This is by Teacher Aaron. I will finish the arms and the legs in another class. Everyone, I hope that you had a great class with us today. Thank you so much for joining. And, well, I don't want your English to sink to the bottom of the ocean like Atlantis did. Guys, have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time in this hour English with Aaron with AMCO and Friends. Take care, everyone.
AMCO.
Happy to learn.